Hello, folks, and welcome to the Chell Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the Stanley Cup Finals and all the other big upsets in the NHL hockey playoffs. I'm Nathan Bansel alongside my co-host Joey Makovic. And Joey, what was the biggest upset to you?
I thought it was Boston versus Florida. Boston being up 3-1 and then losing in 7 to Florida after having some massive bad games. And then I thought Marchand was going to score on that Game 7 breakaway. What did you think?
I really thought he was going to score too. I think that was a huge upset for the Bruins, after having an incredible record-breaking season, to lose in the first round to a team that just barely squeaked into the playoffs over the Penguins and the Buffalo Sabres. Thought that was a bit crazy. By the way, we're accepting a caller to talk about the biggest upset for them. So call us at 123-1234-1234 whenever you'd like. Anybody can. We'll accept it, hopefully, if it comes in. For me, though, I'd like to say the biggest upset was the Seattle Kraken beating the Colorado Avalanche in 7 games. Not expected at all. Kraken in their second ever NHL season after being absolutely horrible last season. Thought that was a huge upset for the Kraken to actually make it to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs in their second ever season and actually beating the defending champion Colorado Avalanches. It wasn't 7 games, so it was very close. And then just barely losing to the Dallas Stars, too, in the next round in 7 games. Thought a really cool showing for the Seattle Kraken.
Well, I thought that it was a good series, and that the Seattle Kraken didn't just make the playoffs. Like, they were good, like 12th,
solidly in there.
like
Very
10th place maybe.
there.
But, like, yes, they were the defending Stanley Cup champs, and they really, this season, they really only had 4 guys that can carry them to the Stanley Cup. And they had a good goalie, but the Kraken were just too much for them. And Dallas barely beat them in a 2-1 game in the Cup.
Looks like we got a caller. How are you?
Hey guys, I'm good. Thanks for taking my call. I really like the NHL talk, and I heard you guys talking about the Seattle Kraken in just their second season. They made a lot of strides last year, winning a big playoff series. What do you think that organization needs to do to win a cup in the next couple of years?
I think their draft was incredible. I think they got to keep drafting greatly. Last year's draft was great with Matty Beniers. I think they also got to sign some big free agents. They haven't really made a huge splash, but their scouting has been great, and I think they got to continue with that, but really should try to get some big-name free agents. Now let's talk about the Vegas Golden Knights for a bit. Winning the Stanley Cup. Joey, what do you think led them there?
Well, first of all, this is only their sixth season, and they won the Stanley Cup. But, like, they did some good drafting. They had a superstar team. Like, they had Aiden Hill, Jack Eichel. And also, I thought another thing was funny that Phil Kessel came down from the press box to lift the Stanley Cup for his 3rd cup.
Yeah.
And
so true. The talent on that team with Jonathan Marchessault, Mark Stone actually getting a hat trick in that final game. I will say I thought it was a bit sad for the Florida Panthers to go out 9-3 after such a Cinderella run, beating Boston, Carolina, Toronto. And I thought that was a bit sad just how they went out. But, yeah, I think it was pretty good of a run.
And how about Toronto making the second round? It's been 20 years. But, yeah, I thought they did good this year, too. And that will wrap it up for our
What a crazy Stanley Cup playoffs. This was just a quick recap, but we'll be back soon with some more to talk about. Thank you very much for listening.